Ha ha, I tricked you, those are my shoes. Ha ha. You guys are so gullible sometimes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shyzalosophy 101. That's right, it's great to be alive. He is here today. Here's your host, Shyzabox. Oh, is the show starting? What was that thing you whispered there? I didn't hear you. Oh, come on, giddy up, girl, hurry, we're gonna be late. Whoa, girl, giddy up, hurry. Whoa. Good girl. Get out of here. And the horse you rode. In on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome nuns and all. That's right, priests, preachers, cardinals, rabbis, weirdos with beardos, Alcoholics Anonymous, anyone who accidentally clicked on this by mistake, sorry about that. Might want to delete that cache, get out of here really fast, because believe you me, they're going to sell that data 6-7 times over the course of the next 6-7, I don't know, minutes, seconds, episodes, whatever. Subscribifications, I don't know. They do what they do, right? We can only do what we do. Welcome to the show, whether you're meant to be here or not. We'd like to call this show to order. And fix our set we destroyed. Excellent, fantastic. We don't want it to look worse around here, right? No. Clean up the act, right? Wow. Impress all of the ones of fan. Hi, Mom. I told you I don't like the show. What? Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, Mom. Better try and get some more people here with our marketing tactics and techniques. Show starting. You're gonna miss it. Oh, thank God. What? Oh, I forgot. We don't want to entice people to be here. They'll be like, I was promised something good. It looked fun on the outside, but boy, do those hidden prices at this used mattress store really... You know, I saw the wacky waving inflatable flame arm guy. I stopped in to see what you had. I regret it. Sorry about that. Apologies. Anyhow, before we obviously, now we know we already kicked off the episode and stuff. Let's call it to order, okay? But before we get too far ahead of what we've been doing, all right, let us take the time to issue an apology pertaining to our last stream, okay? Now, you know the deal. We aren't perfect. That's God's job. We leave, the perfection up to that of what is beyond us. Okay? Not perfect around here, believe you me. We can try. Now, in our closed Shyshalosophical Godelian loop, we got a form of perfect knowledge, but I mean, it's not perfect knowledge. Okay? It's theoretically not finite system, so therefore can never have that of the utmost perfect knowledge. That's what Chapter 7's for, obviously. Isn't that like bankruptcy? No, it's like fixing shit that is wrong in standardized metrics of empiricalizations, theoretically. Now, we're not empirically validated, obviously. We never took a formalized physics class. So when we utilize Fiedler, reinterpret Landauer, make it that of which disposable logic pertains to that of thermodynamics and entropy and this, that, and the other, obviously, we're using Shyzabox's Laplacian matrix, all right? And it's a utilization of prioritizing the structuring of data over the prioritization of the speed of the erasure thereof. Okay, it makes Landauer is negotiable. Okay, it's disposable logic. Okay, restructure your prioritizations and you're good. All right. When we look at how, we do things a little differently, all right, we view things different from how a lot of other individuals and entities may very well, okay, hypothetically, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment. Obviously, we aren't perfect. Everything's fine. What? Read a poem from our poetry book? Maybe at the end of the show if you're lucky. That's right, we're looking forward to it too. You have people that are up in arms, okay, over Amazon and over Twitch and that of AI. And we say up in arms, I mean, we raise our fists, we're so irate. I don't know, okay? What does up in arms mean? Are they up and literally taking arms? Jeff Bezos and Amazon, you've gone too far this time. Oh, Twitch, go cut a switch. You're getting a spanking. All right, so you have people that are angry. You have people that are enthralled with, infatuated, that of AI usages. What's this going on? What are you doing? What's this about? Well, we just saw earlier a little article. Who is that, too, or whatever, by the way? Oh, that was 2 people. Oh, shit, 2 people are here? Well, welcome, welcome. Oh, man. So, football's alive. What are you doing? Where? Enjoying a cup of coffee and just kind of chatting and kicking it with whoever wants to hang out. Now, we formally structure the show. I mean, it's not good. Around a little topic, and then we go from there. But believe you me, our topics that we pick usually suck. So you want to talk about something else, hijack the show. Fuck this show. This show sucks. Believe you me, whatever you have on your mind is far more entertaining than whatever we were going to talk about. Trust us. We don't even have a ceiling, dude. For real. All right. So, what's this about? Well, this one was about, like we say, we structure an episode because you got to have something to talk about, right? We saw earlier a little posting, a little articleization, a little thing on the X, okay? Now, we don't scroll X often or anything like that, but we do find ourselves there on occasion to interact with what notifications we get of people interacting with us or, you know, whatever the algorithm feeds us, right? So we go to X and we see that people are upset about, you know, making mention of the fact that AI, all right, is being utilized by companies like Twitch and Amazon, okay? They're pulling content from streamers, and I guess they've been doing it since 2024, all right? And using it to train and teach and do whatever with their AI, all right? Now, unless it is paywalled content. We see you got a comment there. Give us 1 sec, Dunes, okay? 1 sec. Unless it's paywalled content, all right? A live stream, that's a broadcast, okay? Anyone can hit record on their VCR and study the game film later, all right? As long as you're not utilizing that film itself to be made into the profit. We see you got a second chat there as well. If you're not utilizing that information in that broadcast from that stream, okay, in a way to make direct money off of that content itself, you can learn from it all you want. You can write an algorithm and train an AI to study it. That's... metaphysically, we have no problem with that with Twitch and or Amazon doing that, okay? The only entities that have issue or theoretically take issue with that are the ones that are scared to lose what they infinitely may not be able to hold on to when other people are able to do it just as good or better than they themselves. Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, this is all in our opinion. Obviously, everyone's open to subjective interpretation to that of what they understand and that of their own being. Everything's fine. What? Read a poem from our poetry book? Maybe at the end we got to see what these chats are, okay? All right, who is that? Doom67. I asked Jesus how much he loved me. He stretched out his hand and said this much and died on the cross. That is a very, very beautiful, that is very beautiful. Very beautiful. I want to say we heard a take on an iteration like that from some time ago, but it has been a minute, and that is structured very, very nicely. Thank you for the comment. Believe you me, Jesus went all out. Much love and respect. Okay, now, we structure things on Lithic Logic, so we like to put aside the pettiness and stuff of anyone who may fight over that of how historically that of Jesus can be interpreted, remembered, worshipped, deified, okay, this, that, and the other. It matters not, okay? Stop, 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 okay? Whether you view them in one light and or that of another, all right, can we agree that We're here now. Let's work together to make things better and stop worrying about subjective interpretation to that of what no one understands to its full capacity and degree. Okay? Now, we're not saying shove Jesus down and, get on top of him or anything like that, okay? They already dogpiled Jesus when he was in front of Pontius Pilate. Wasn't nice, believe you me. History is a reflective of such. I asked Jesus how much he loved. Well, he said the same thing, obviously. We're going to read it once. I mean, it's very nice. We'll read it twice. Yeah, you put it in there twice. Right. What's good this morning, Shyza? Hey, K-Money! Welcome to the show. K-Money, we're just getting up and going. We haven't even peddled any of our initial wares yet. K-Money, you missed it. Roach stopped by the other day. If you need a mechanic, we got a mechanic now. If anyone's looking to find a way to help add to structuring of getting more conversation, more dynamics, more insight to that of what may be, go check out its Operator Kev's channel, all right? Give a subscripification, get him to that plateau of necessitation of X amount of whatever so that he can start live streaming and we can start getting some awesome stuff going, right? If you choose, okay? It's that big of a deal. Don't, all right? K-Money don't want none of you grumpy bitches. If you ain't gonna go do it for real, don't do it. I don't know, K-Money, you want some of them grumpy bitches on your channel? Oh, as long as he's not Shyzabox, I'm okay with them. Oh. But yeah, no, kicking it, K-Money. We saw a little article, I guess, what is it? Amazon and Twitch, okay? Now, hey, K-Money, you don't know this, but dude, you have literally opened up the biggest can of fuck shit for some companies. I'm not even joking, K-Money. I have spent literally, I swear, 2 fucking hours, okay? Now, we don't judge time more than subjectively as that of a construct. Now, obviously, we adhere to the parameters as necessitations therewith, and obviously time and space, are they said interchangeable and or not? Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, that of one's understanding, subjective to that of one's understanding. Everything's fine. What? Read a poem? Yeah, the end of the show. Stop interrupting. Yeah, we're looking forward to the poem, too. K-Money, you... Dude... shit is exploding all over our fucking emails. Not really, just a couple little shit piles. We can shovel that. We're good at dealing with shit. We do the show on a fairly regular basis. Not like a timely basis. Yeah, we don't do time. It's like, oh, when are you streaming next? Whenever the fuck we... I don't know. Maybe we have to go eat a hamburger at some point or something. So obviously not whenever, I mean, if there were a time. Do you want us to eat on an empty stomach? Yeah, I want you to eat on an empty stomach, dumbass! Oh. Well, I guess we're not going to be streaming then. Why can't we have lunch together? I guess we can. We'll set it up later. Give us a while. We got some shit going on. Everyone's got shit going on. K-Money, you blasted. We spent 2 hours, man, on email and this, that, the other, dealing with Amazon and dealing with, man, dude. Holy shit! Dude! It's crazy. Now, a lot said with nothing said. We didn't say anything, man. We don't even know yet. We can't keep you apprised of what we are not apprised of. What's happening behind the scenes. They don't let us there for a reason. No, Amazon is not giving us a hard time. Remember, Amazon is that of our affiliate. We chose and resonate with Amazon. We loves us some Amazon, aside from anyone else may hate them, and we apologize for anyone who wishes to purchase our literary works, because we utilize Amazon as our primary service. Now, you can go to Books A Million, because they are an expanded distributor. You can go to Barnes & Noble, theoretically, we believe as well, because they are an expanded distributor, and you may get our literary works through them. Either way, if you don't like big box stores, if you don't like big corporations, if you hate Amazon, sorry, that is the affiliated entity that provides the service that necessitates the needs that we have, okay? This is going to tie into all these people with Twitch or whatever, all right, as well. Additionally, that have an issue and take issue with Twitch using AI to merely study that of their broadcast, okay? A live stream is a broadcast. Anyone can record that shit on their VCR and study it later. Who's that? Lorga Dower, blah, 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 that's 2730. Hello, Elf. Is Will Ferrell here? Papa Elf, take me home. Nah, that's just a downvote. Oh, yeah, downvote us harder, Daddy. Hello and hi. Welcome to the show. Run your own site as well to sell. We run our own site. We have a micro-sovereign blockchain. We run our own site for free. We don't pay shit to GoDaddy. We don't pay shit to a hosting site. We don't pay shit because Shyzabox does shit. We already proved our theory. We moved a metric kernel of data from Kaggle to Web3 in a 23-hour run. Kaggle shuts off at 12. We quantum computed our fucking logic and our computational code. Link in the descriptification. We don't hide behind the math. We don't hide behind the science. We don't hide behind shit. Okay? We're not like other streamers. We don't hide behind shit. We don't give a fuck about a subscriptification, an upvote, a downvote. They're all motherfucking digital constructs. Money is a construct as well, a necessitation, albeit, now keep in mind, this is all theoretical for philosophical entertainment or a lack thereof. Everything's fine. What? Read a poem? Will you stop with that? I know you're craving us to end the show, but whoa. We're kind of just got on a roll for a sec there.
Yeah, breakfast roll, you fat fuck.
What? Mom! You know we're conscientious about our weight! Hurts the most coming from you.
What the fuck is this show?
I don't know. Amazon and Twitch, they've been taking streamers' content or whatever and letting their AI study it and stuff, supposedly, presumably, since 2024, and content creators and stuff are taking issue with that. If AI is studying the blanketed universal content out there, that AI is fucking stupid. If they are using streamers' contents from Twitch that stream video games and some bullshit to train their AI, like, oh man, we're gonna make you better. Better at fucking what? At being some dumbass shit? Theoretically for philosophical entertainment and that of our opinion. Everything's fine. Poem at the end. If you're good. A live stream is a broadcast. Anyone can TiVo that shit. Anyone can record that shit. Anyone can study it later. Anyone can run that shit through their AI. Who cares? If streamers are so infatuated with the fact, and like we said, we have a bias because Amazon, that's our homeboy, right? Amazon and us are tight. Now, Amazon doesn't really know our name. They don't wave at us when we're walking down the street, okay? They probably would prefer us not to affiliate ourselves with them at all. We understand. Sorry about that. Amazon provides an amazing, wonderful service through that for their self-published the infrastructure and dynamics, all right, of what is available, all right, for that of readership falls inherently upon that of where readers can get their information, okay? Same thing with that of whom broadcasts, whom decides to, utilize that of any service, who decides to seek entertainment, and that of the Netflix or the YouTube and or the any affiliate that does broadcast services, right? Cable companies, satellite companies, any of it. Hell, even radio companies. Radio stations, media entities, any of that, right? They're all broadcasting, they're all providing that of which in broadcast nature, okay? They want people to see it, hear it, and reflectively utilize that information, right? If not, why broadcast it to begin with? So to take issue with someone trying to study it thereafter to ascertain better capabilities or aspects about that of themselves, their being, their entity as its own, it has zero to do with anything after the broadcast fact, after they hit record on that shit. Once you hit record on a live stream, you are doing a broadcast, and whoever TiVos that shiznit later, that's where they take you and meme the shit out of whatever they want. You can't do anything that will look weird for us. We're just waving crazily. Right? What are you going to do with that on the internet? Oh, we can make you holding sandwiches. What? Sandwiches? We love sandwiches. Exactly. Point is that you can't get mad at Amazon, you can't get mad at Twitch, and our bias with Amazon being, our desire to be affiliated with them for the purposes of the dissemination of our works. We choose to broadcast here on YouTube. We don't broadcast on X. We don't broadcast on any other service, okay, externally, the bit of the shoots, the other of the ones. Okay? We don't broadcast on Twitch or anything like that. We choose to broadcast here because that inherently is where we structure our dynamic, okay? We are not the type of streamer or the type of individual that is going out looking for 1 million views, okay? The human aspect and part of us will always want that behind the knowledge of your mind and your desires. Oh man, it would be so great to be a real popular of the YouTuber and have 1 million subscribers and be just as good as Joe Rogan or Asmongold. Those inherent desires, those inherent dreams will always be a part of human nature, and we wish to decouple that as much as possible from that of our entity. That's why we fear not in chasing off that of a one of subscriber when we say a naughty word. We fear not in chasing off that of one with non-identical beliefs as far as being able to set aside pettiness and work together. If one cannot put aside basic theological beliefs, basic outstanding, subjective, non-tangible principles that are merely only understood by that of an understanding and not a physical reality, an axiom, a principle, or anything of the sort, then theoretically set that shit aside. It does not matter. Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, or lack thereof. Now, we venture and embark on a little story, all right, pertaining to Twitch itself, okay? Now, we don't have a problem with Twitch. We don't have a problem with their service. We don't utilize Twitch. We don't utilize their service. We may have a Twitch account somewhere that we had to make for some purpose or some reason to log into something at some point in time. We don't know what it is. We don't use it as it. Now, you have these individuals and these entities, all right, that are angry, upset, perturbed, and infatuated with that of artificial intelligence coming and looking at all of the content that these users created on Amazon, on Twitch, and all of the like, all right? what they inherently don't correlate or understand is that while all of these individuals, all of these entities, okay, are providing this information, okay, while the AI may very well be, now looking at it and everything like that, it's exactly what they want. Not only that, but here is a correlative story to that of how an individual viewed that of Twitch that I guarantee you, as a streamer now, has a problem with AI looking at their Twitch stuff. We were playing F&M because we're nerds. This was years ago. Now we're nerds and dweebs, obviously, and crazy cosmological philosophers. Not good ones, but, whatever. We were playing at a Magic the Gathering F&M Friday Night Magic, right, where people get together and play Magic. I put a spell on you. Wow. Is it making the show suck? Yes, that is the spell. You're welcome. I was at F&M, and there is this dude, drabbed out, head to toe, Twitch gear, Twitch sweater, Twitch hat, Twitch fucking backpack, whatever. Dude had at least 3 or 4 drabbed out Twitch affiliated items on him, okay? So here's our opponent across from us, right? Drabbed out in Twitch. Literally, fucking Twitch written down the entire sweatshirt sleeve. Twitch, Twitch, Twitch. I started getting a fucking Twitch looking for where to read all the words fucking Twitch. I was like, there's another signing of it. Do you have a Twitch playmat? Are you running a Twitch deck? Splinter Twitch. He was running not Splinter Twitch. So, we're sitting across from this dude dressed in all this fucking Twitch gear. Now, there's a difference between seeing someone across from you wearing a New York Jets football jersey, right? Inherently, you don't think the kid with acne plays for the New York Jets. Now, they could, and they could be not in fucking New York and playing F&M. They're like, well, I guess it's the off season, right? This wasn't the off season. Or it was, I don't know, we don't remember exact season. Doesn't matter. Everything's fine. What, read a poem? At the end of the show if you're good. That's right, we're looking forward to it too. So you got this guy, he's literally covered in Twitch gear, okay? He's grabbed out Twitch gear all over, okay? Hat, sweatshirt, yeah. At least 3 things, okay, I swear. A t-shirt probably under the sweatshirt and stuff like Twitch, Twitch, Twitch. We start twitching. So, guess what we asked him? Do you work for Twitch? Dude got what we would perceive, in our opinion, to be visibly pissed off. It's like, no, I don't work for Twitch! We're like, well, our bad. We see you have a fucking Twitch sweatshirt that says Twitch. See you got a Twitch hat, Twitch t-shirt. Thought you worked for Twitch. Dude got pissed off. It's like, no, I stream on Twitch. So this dude did good enough in that of his revenue, that of his means, that of his know-how, his ability, his wares, all right, for Twitch, theoretically, to have incentivized him by sending him a sweatshirt and swag and gear and this, that, and the other, right? And he takes it upon himself to adorn it as if it were a uniform. However, as that of not a uniform, just a regular outfit. It's like, just because you're wearing your Baskin-Robbins shirt and your Baskin-Robbins hat playing F&M, I guess doesn't mean you work at Baskin-Robbins. Same way that if someone's wearing a, Kansas City Taylor Swift's football jersey, They don't play for the Chiefs. Theoretically. That's all going to be subjected to interpretations therein, but dude got visibly not happy with the fact that we even placated in our mind the idea that he worked for Twitch. Yet here he is adorned with all of the drab and, paraphernalia that Twitch gave him to incentivize him to fucking do their work for them. He's marketing for them, wearing all the stuff. He's streaming for them, providing them the content, okay? You can't take issue with someone recording your broadcast when you decide to broadcast. Okay? You run it through AI, you do this, that, the other, all right? Once it hits the waves, man, it's out of your control. Now, digital rights, copyrights, all of that intrinsically apply, but studying, learning, utilizing for that of an advancement and that of one's own being, whether sentient or not, that's allowed. Theoretically, as far as we're concerned. So when we see little articles and stuff about people getting upset that, Twitch and Amazon are using their AI to study streamers, it's because they know that streamers inherently are going to want more of what they are already providing. Okay? All they're doing is lumping all you bastards in together, okay? If you got literally, and this is no insult or slight, okay? How many video game streamers exist in the world right now, okay? Now, we don't know. We're not going to look it up. We're not going to placate ourselves with research on that of this channel at this point in time, all right? We don't have the budget to hire that of a thing, and something we don't have too, and this will never be desired to come from that of the general public, but we do, of course, computational theory and that of theoretical metaphysics and theoretical physics and that of what computationally has been, done, sealed, okay? We literally coupled that of the Lithic Logic, which inherently exists, to that of the global, in essence, grid, right? The Earth itself, a cube octahedral matrix utilizing vector equilibrium, all right, positioning that of, Stonehenge, that of the Great Pyramids, that of Göbekli Tepe, the Azures Plateau, all right? The Azures Plateau being utilized as like the Atlantis Massif, that's a 92%, utilization of the geothermal and magnetic differentials of the Earth right then and there, right? I mean, you can go to Kaggle, we don't hide behind the math, we don't hide behind the science, Lithic Logic reigns supreme. We may have a small little novel extension to David Deutsch's constructor theory, but a novel extension is still an extension. Right? Now, you don't have to like it, you don't have to agree with it, you don't have to, want to entertain any aspect or component thereof. However, it inherently exists because it does. Because math exists, okay? When we utilize that of a mathematically, computationally derived model, all right, that is reproducible as a mathematical system that exists, okay? There's no takesies backsies. We literally made our own Shyzabox Laplacian matrix, okay? We prioritize the structuring of data over the prioritizing of how Landauer and the second law of thermodynamics, which we theorize because we've never had a formalized physics class, is negotiable because it fucking is. You just need to utilize Fiedler, okay, to reinterpret Landauer, okay, and Landauer is inherently disposable logic. Ah, big JC in the house! Well, JC's show just got better, believe you me. Welcome to the show. We've got... show sucked. You know the drill. You know the routine. Nothing better, nothing new. Same old things, but good to see you as always, my brother. Where were we? Nowhere good. Doesn't matter. That of what we've done, that of the metric kernel that we migrated, you don't need to like that of what's in that metric kernel. You don't need to appreciate how we've put it all together and then made it confusing as fuck for everyone. You're welcome. Remember, good old Shyzabox uses geology as cryptography because it's fun. Remember, you can go to the IPFS site, you can go to our LinkedIn, you can go to that of X, to Blue of the Sky, and you can see that of all the fun stuff that's there, especially X has quite a, man, you like to delve into that of interactions. You go back to mid to late 2020, what, like 5 or whatever there, we had a hell of some interactions with Grok. You go to even, you know, yeah, some of those... Interesting. The party's here, absolutely. Fantastic. We wish the party was at the English Heritage Foundation and the Salisbury Museum. Because believe you me, if they were to do that ASTM C597 test on that Sarsen Core Stone 5.8 sample and that 15-minute non-destructive test, walking down the fucking hall and doing it, then we would be able to actually advance even further, quite to the degree and metric of understanding that of Lithic Logic. Okay, now, Lithic Logic be not beholden upon that of which exists and that of the test. That test just merely confirms that of the ability of Kennett Avenue to have been laid out foundationally mathematically via that of potentially the resonantial boundaries there within, that of what Sarsen permits. Okay, now, keep in mind, the test we wish to do on the Sarsen Core Stone 5.8 samples with the ASTM C597 instrument is non-destructive, okay? These core samples that they extracted from Stonehenge, Kennett Avenue, the Sarsen stones, and things of that nature, all right? They extracted them back in the 1940s, 1950s. Don't quote us somewhere there. They're just sitting somewhere, okay? Go run the ASTM C597 test on it. Go check out exactly, you know, how it is and see if it's laid out genuinely, because it's mathematically precise in its layout, if that of alignment thusly occurs. Or don't. Don't do the 15-minute test because people are stupid. Doesn't matter. It's why we have an intelligence paradox. Literally, we can point you in a line-in-the-sand argument for one direction or the other. Now, we will not... You walk the line just as well as us. But if you want us to tell you which side to jump off to, we can give you that information, but we're not going to push you. You want to keep walking the line and walk right on by that of what is provided, that of what is given, thusly so shall it be. You cannot force anything into a resistant state and not expect entropy and the dissipation that Landauer is very, very, very correct and accurate for citing, stating, bringing to that of understanding, okay? Remember, Landauer is correct in a broken system, which is where we live now, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, or a lack thereof. But that dude, man, he was dragged out in Twitch gear from head to toe. He got mad that we asked him, JC, were you here? We were playing Friday Night Magic, the Magic of the Nerd cards and stuff, and the dude across from us had a bunch of Twitch stuff he was wearing, this, that, the other. We asked him if he worked for Twitch, okay? Dude got, like, visibly pissed. Said, no, I don't work for Twitch and stuff, but, like, dude's wearing, like, he's got... like a sweatshirt, dude, emblazing Twitch down the whole fucking sleeve. Like it was a full sleeve tattoo. Twitch t-shirt, Twitch hat. Thought he worked for Twitch, just got off work. Like I thought they lay like ground wire and stuff to add more Twitch streamers or something. Like, oh, you're gonna stream, we'll have the technician out there to lay the streaming wire in a minute, okay? Fuck, we didn't know. Maybe he's a recruiter, maybe he's a marketing executive, maybe he gives the shit away, I don't know. Far be it from us to think he works for Twitch when he's wearing a lot of fucking Twitch gear. That's one hell of a fan. I didn't know Twitch was playing Amazon that day. I didn't know Twitch and Walmart were facing off in the corporate realm and world. Now, as a certain dude got visibly upset and stuff, and now you got individuals who apparently give a shit, like they do work for Twitch or something like that, at what Twitch does with the broadcasted information that they provided for free of their own accord, free will, and volition. Okay? No, Twitch didn't go and be like, hey, motherfucker, put this sweatshirt on and stream for us. No. Dude was like, I want to stream. I'm going to stream here for Twitch. He did well. They incentivized him by giving him some shipment in the mail and or he redeemed points for fucking Twitch swag. I don't know how it works. We don't fucking use it. Who gives a shit? Everyone who does? Sorry about that. Hopefully it's not a big service we're making people upset with. We'll apologize for it next stream. And this one, we're sorry. This stream, too. Blanketed apology. For everything. Especially having a different way of looking at things with having never had a formalized physics class. Now, that's a tough one. That is a line in the sand, man, because all of a sudden, man, people immediately think that you're onto the, free energy. Okay, free energy does not exist. There is no such thing as free energy. All we merely do is house, control, and maintain the apparatus of the information within which we structure therein. If everything can, and that does exist, can be in here, all right, we like to have a little gap on the exterior outside so that when information is introduced to the system from anywhere, okay, hey, a new finding, a new serial comes out, a event happens that affects the masses and people's interpretations thereof, something like Charlie Kirk, the unfortunate, that of violence and that of anything that causes that massive entropy, all right, to elicit a massive reaction, all right, to be contended with. If you have a partial gap in the information that you allow into the system, all right, then you can control, house, and maintain that of the complete working dynamics with a theoretical, perfect knowledge and or a form thereof, okay? What we do is we literally utilize our eigenvalues and prioritize that in our Shyzabox Laplacian matrix, that of the structuring of the data of the grid itself and not the prioritization of the speed of erasure of information. We're not worried about how fast we tell these fuckers they're wrong, okay? Landauer is correct because we work in a broken system that does. Something's introduced that's wrong, you better fix it as fast as fucking possible or you get raked over the coals. That's how the world works, Cotton. Bold moves and claims on the internet. Yet, here, good old Shyzabox sits. I shit you not. Nearly that of 1 year in to stating, to claim, to house that of the assertion and that of a authoritative point of view in our mind, whether it's correct or not, that we have theoretically solved the Voynich manuscript, okay? That is some crazy shit to state publicly, all right, that you theoretically solved a 600-year-old document and puzzle, okay? Now, here's the thing. A lot of people probably fucking have done too, okay? And because a lot of people have done too, you have what we call PDF logic. Everyone is writing PDFs and introducing them to the system. Academics is placated, overwhelmed with, and overburdened with that of PDFs coming in on a very, 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 very regular basis. Hundreds of thousands, millions, hundreds of millions, all right, over the course of a year, 2 years, okay? Look at how the financial system, all right, has grown for that of academic publishing journals, okay? Theoretically for philosophical entertainment, in our opinion, that they're out. The sheer metrics of those numbers is insane. You're living in PDF logic, and there's so much of it that even the individuals, okay, now here's where Amazon and Twitch, they're taking the streamers' broadcasts and using it to study, all right? You have all of these individuals introducing these PDFs and things of that nature. You now have literally academics that are set up at these barriers, okay? Now remember, no empiricalization can empiricalize itself. You need an outside variable like good old Shyzabox, okay, that actually utilizes that of the same idea of a system. Okay, if we're all here on Earth, I get Earth in my system too. I as well get an external thing of all the information that can exist. Same way that we do here and we exist. Okay, now we're saying this is a choice. This is a line in the sand decision to utilize the system that we live in now, where there is an overabundance of PDF, where now that of academics themselves are running that of the PDFs through artificial intelligence. Therefore, you have all these PDFs, all this knowledge, all this information that all of the individuals in this system that we live in, all right, exist on and utilize and use, okay? Landauer is correct because these people don't get along. These people don't get along. These people do. They actually form a big collective and group. Let's put them in their own little matrix together. Ooh, these people too. But guess what? These guys have a theological difference in belief. So they prioritize fighting, violence, and war and wipe out half of each other on a periodic basis. What that does is creates a dissipation of heat and entropy and pissing off the remainder to where they collectivize, regroup, and then go and do a form of retaliatory thing to the same degree. Now, they as well are prioritizing the speed and the ratio of data and information. Meanwhile, someone here comes out with a theory, someone here does, someone here, whatever. Yeah, maybe some of them are good. Maybe they aren't. Who's that? Renawacker 4704, welcome and hi! Thanks for being here. Alright, we get our own system too. We have our partial vacuum gap, alright? Now, we like to maintain the 0.85 partial vacuum gap to have a high, medium, high volatility, okay? Because you need to have that of the energy, okay? But you don't need that much of it. So, the system we live in, there is no controlling parameter over that of the complete influx of information, aside from a couple gate guardians that are theoretically on that of their own trajectories and pedestals that have been constructed thereupon for them to stand on, the footstools of those whom have constructed those them upon to stand on the walking path that was constructed on thereupon, okay? Academics is the snake that eats itself. The only more academics is from more academics, okay? You're not going to have a teacher of physics if someone doesn't teach physics. Now, ironically, we never had a teacher of physics, so that's why we get to be crazy good old Shyzabox, because Shyzabox gets to do shit. Shyzabox does shit. Shyzabox already did shit. We already proved our theory. Now we get to do whatever we want. It's a line in the sand argument. You either work in a broken system, all right, that never does anything to create that of a concentric gain, that of what allows for the additional foundational growth of knowledge, understanding, information, reasoning, argumentation, understanding, theological, cosmological, psychological, philosophical, mathematical, geological, analytical, probabilitical, I don't know. You're never going to elicit that of any sort of gain to the system if everyone is constantly fighting over what role Jesus Christ plays. Inevitably, it's going to be subjective to that of every single individual. Now, we adhere to and maintain that of our lifestyle, and we hide not behind it. It is listed in our literary works, and we have ascribed to that of Catholicism, and we follow that of the theological beliefs that have been placed before us, okay? Now, good old Shyzabox. Shyzabox does shit, okay? Shyzabox, though we ascribe to that of Catholicism, though we are, you know, raised, practitioned, and adherents thereof, all right, we have formalized or ideally decided to, on our own accord, metric of understanding therewith. Now, we interpret things as well. Everyone's their own philosopher, everyone's their own historian, everyone has their own experience, and one can never identify with another, no matter what that experience is, up to and including that of merely someone stubbing their toe, and you saying, hey, I stubbed my toe too, okay? Completely different, though the same. the experience is different for the experience. Maybe you stubbed your toe on a little nubby stub. Maybe they stubbed their toe on the corner piece of a sharp metallic object and split that shit into 2 fucking pieces. They had to go get 12 stitches to round that motherfucker out. Theoretically, okay? Now, don't stub your toe. Not fucking fun. But everyone has their own experience, so when you say I relate, I stubbed my toe, sure, you might understand, but you don't know. You don't know that pain that was affiliated with that stubby, okay? Because it's all subjective to one's interpretation, and everyone gets to witness their own resonance, okay? So if you're prioritizing fighting over what role and understanding places in your mind versus working conjectively and together, don't use conjectively. But in essence, that's what you would be working with, that of conjecture when you work together. So conjectively, you would be working together. But don't use that because it's unformalized as of... I don't know, maybe it should be. We'll put it in our next fucking book or something. Who cares? I'm not reading that one either. Fair enough. Don't read any of them. Thermodynamic enlightenment at a price tag. Delectable is. The rest are just books. All right. Yeah. So line in the sand argument, man. You either agree with Landauer's logic of structuring that of everyone, working in a broken system where we're told. And this is where we live now, because Landauer's correct. Landauer's computationally proven, okay? Landauer is that of true, okay? Quantum computedly proven true. Okay, we live in a system, albeit we keep hearing the tax system's broken, the government's broken, people are broken, the education system's broken, history's a lie, okay? We hear broken, and then we hear Landauer's correct. Well, it sounds like Landauer's correct for a fucking broken system. Yes or no? You either agree with the fact that when we're told academics is wrong, now academics may say they're not wrong, but an empirical system cannot empiricize itself. So you can't take that of a professor that is, afforded the opportunity to do whatever the same way we are, though to a very lesser degree in that thereof, because we do not have a formalized platform that we can get that of, the attained rank of not being fired for anything. Okay? That old tenure, right? The striving of what you get to be a professor with tenure. Sounds like manure to a degree. You're saying you can't be fired for being a dumbass? Man, that's too bad. So we're told the system's broken, we're told taxes are broken, we're told work system's broken, we're told the energy grid's broken, we're told computations are broken, we're told quantum computing's broken, we need more data centers. We just keep hearing broken, and then the second law of thermodynamics, okay, Landauer is correct. So he's correct for that of the fucking broken system that we live in. Yes or no? Fucking crazy, Shyzabox. How dare you not have a formalized physics class? You must be saying energy is free. No. Okay? We cannot stress this enough. The magnetic and geothermal differentials of the Earth can be put in and coupled to that of a literal grid in the structuring thereof, to where you prioritize that of the data over that of the speed of the erasures therewith, and literally you can utilize a cube octahedral matrix with vector equilibrium, okay, to extract, deduce, and do that of what even via piezoelectrically, all right, can be done at the most minimal of necessitation of input and energy. Look at the Voynich manuscript. Start at the beginning, 0.41 watt seed, okay? Go to the end, 165.15 motherfucking units of torque. Look what K-Money did. K-Money kickstarted a metric plethora of shit for that of the metaphysical environment. K-Money, you got people now. You got entities you don't know fucking putting in literal work. K-Money, it's not us doing it. We're the 0.41. These motherfuckers are hard at it. And we're told to wait now a fucking business week to hear upon back because of the metric kernel of shit that you've unleashed on the system. You think dumb technical being an intelligence paradox was a fucking joke? Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment? Fuck to the no. We've already proven our point. Literally, you can't make this shit up. The game is afoot, Sherlock. Shit's hilarious. Parentay song, I'm broken rules. That's right. Landauer's in the broken system, all right? We're in it too. If you don't want us to look at things differently, we can't make us all do it because we're not going to do how the
You've got mail.
works by forcing that of things in an entropic state and forcing bits, okay, into what they don't want. If you don't want Shyzabox in here doing what the fuck he does, then guess what? Middle finger, fuck you guys. We're coming over here with our logic, line in the sand. You guys eat your Landauer L, okay, over on your side. We're starting the fuck over because you live in fucking PDF logic. You read all of your fucking PDFs that come in on a regular, daily motherfucking basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. Let us know when you're fucking done. Line in the sand, we're starting motherfucking over. That shit's fucking stupid. Start a partial little vacuum barrier gap, 0.85 millimeters, as indicated by the Voynich manuscript, mathematically, computationally, not linguistically, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment. Everything's fine. What, a poem? At the end of the show, if you're good. We're all looking forward to it. Hold your L, all right? With Shyzabox's Laplacian matrix, all right, and prioritizing that of the actual structuring, all right, using the cuba octahedral matrix, you use the topological structures of what inherently exists. Use Young's modulus, that of density, okay, to literally center and set in stone, which we already did. Okay, we already centered it. It's already Shaw sealed, okay? We topologically structured that of the Lithic Logic, all right, that is in place on the Earth's grid. So you got on top of the Earth, say, we all live on the Earth, everything that can be, this is our section. Now, we made our bubble real big. Everyone has a bubble here, okay? Everyone is their own entity in their own bubble. Everyone has their own belief systems, okay? Everyone exists in our reality the same way we get to exist in your reality, okay? Your Landauer reality, your PDF logic that we call it. Now, we live in Lithic Logic, or we like to think we do. You might call it crazy world, you might call it non-empirically validated world, because we're not empirically validated, though computationally, we've already ran our metrics and shit. It's already done, it's already Shaw sealed. So is math wrong? Are computers wrong? And or are we wrong? Because me and math and computers all agree right now. How are we a year into saying we saw the Voynich manuscript? Not one phone call, not one email, not one follow-up, not one comment within which someone wants to contest it. We are auditable. We're not hiding behind the shit. Go to the descriptification. Please interact with that of our stuff. Audit the shit out of us. You know why someone won't do it? Because they're not familiarized in constructor theory. They're not familiarized in entropy. They're not familiarized in thermodynamics. They don't know shit about Laplacian matrices. They don't know fucking Fiedler. They don't understand Landauer, all right? And we haven't had a fucking motherfucking formalized physics class. We are not saying we are right. We are saying we want a hard stop in that of the system because the system's fucking broken, okay? Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment. You're never going to read all of these PDFs, and some of them might be very, 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 very good and correct. What we do in our system is we control the structuring of data. If you tell us it's correct, we're going to make sure it's correct. Once we ascertain it is, we will adapt it resonantially so that it elicits a gain of knowledge and not a gain of heat and entropy, which is what Landauer describes in the dissipation. When it comes into our system, we have a closed Shyzalosophical Gödelian loop that we use. We literally use our own Shyzabox's Laplacian matrix in order to structure that of the grid itself. The grid wants to exist because we make it exist, and that of the eigenvalues we establish, and that of the Young's modulus, and that of density that we utilize to put the digital fingerprint on that of what fucking exists naturally! You don't need to create heat when you have the heat already there. Theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, that of what the ancients theoretically did, and that of their, I don't know, making Göbekli Tepe, making Stonehenge, making the Great Pyramids. Decide for that of what you will. When we let information come into the system, okay, because it's a closed loop, all right, say there is a falsity or a falsehood that is in. All right, the loop's either going to start one way or another, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment. It either starts with the truth, okay, and it universally goes around, completely correct, and formalizes itself as true, yielding that of the gain. Okay, now we're on this level of understanding, okay? We desire to always get to the top of the level of understanding, to always solve the problem to its completeness, but it can never be done. Well, ironically, except in this case where we actually balanced all the math, but it can never be done outside of the understanding of it again. That can only be done once, and we already sealed it, so dunzos, no takesies backsies. Metaphysics is fucking crazy. Believe you me. Almost as crazy as maybe we are. If what is given to the system, all right, starts with that of a lie, well, then it's going to take a little longer, okay? Because even a lie houses that of the truth, okay? If we were to say that this cup, all right, with the little candy canes on it and things like that, this cup is blue with ice skaters on it, that inherently is a lie, okay? So if someone introduces that this cup is blue with ice skaters on it, and it's obviously red with candy canes, this cup starts with a lie, right? So that can still be introduced to the system, okay? Because anyone's injecting shit. We just need to control how we formalize it and understand it. So you're telling us this is a blue cup with ice skaters on it, okay? Well, we don't see it that way, so it comes in as a blue cup. But because we haven't verified it, we haven't fucking looked at it yet, okay? We don't know if it's a blue cup with ice skaters on it. We don't know what's on it. You just say there's a blue cup with ice skaters on it, okay? Well, we want to get eyes on that to make sure for ourselves. We want that witnessed resonantial logic, because we don't want to just take people at their word, because it's an old mantra, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Now, you can listen to what you hear, and those who have ears better listen, right? We didn't invent that. That's a good one. You must formalize it for that of your own understandings and that thereof, okay? You're telling us it's a cup that's blue with ice skaters, okay? Now, we can either run with it and be like, it's a cup with blue ice skaters, okay? And spread that all chaotically, telling people, hey guys, there's a cup with blue ice skaters right here, right? Because we were told that. That's what the teacher said. We took that formalized physics, which we never did. And again, we're not empirically validated. This is all theoretical for philosophical entertainment or lack thereof, right? Cosmological philosophy. It's either a science or it's not, or it's either a science or it's not. It's up to you. We don't give a shit. It used to be a very, very, very scientific thing. We're not saying we're scientific or even good at it, but I think we're okay. I mean, we wouldn't say we, suck at that. We suck at this, like the show. But we're pretty fucking good at metaphysics. Hey, that's one that we'll stand on a authoritative point of view from metaphysical standpoint, obviously. Well, up to and including being not polite about it. We don't work for a big company. We're not beholden to an NDA. If you introduce a thought that there's a blue cup with ice skaters under it, okay, we're going to ascertain for ourselves whether that's true. So you introduce the information to the system, so it starts, right? It starts here. We hear there's a blue cup, all right? It's dotted along until it gets to that of what could be formalized of the truth around, okay? So it's a blue cup with ice skaters. Maybe it's a green cup with leprechauns. Maybe it's an orange cup with something else, with lollipops, all right? All of a sudden, the minute that we are able to witness and formalize that of the logic therein, like, oh shit, there is a cup there, there was truth, okay? Okay, it's a cup, it's a cup, it's a cup, it's a cup. It's not blue, it's not green, no leprechauns, no orange, no lollipops. It's a cup, it's a cup, it's a cup. Before we formalize this into our understanding, making that of our bullet point for logic, in the 20%, very minimal, gain thereof, let's see what's on that cup so that we're not fucking wrong. Looks like it's red with candy canes, okay? Now, the information that was introduced, okay, that started on a lie, can be formalized into the system as that of another structured data point that houses truth. For even truth is maintained in a lie. So even in all this PDF logic you got there, there's information that's viable there. Believe you me. But there's such a sheer abundance, and the system's so over-placated with the idea of the next big thing and everyone covering their papers, no one sharing their work, everyone wanting to be the next Einstein, wanting to be the next Tesla, wanting to do this, that, the other, wanting to be the next big celebrity, the next YouTuber. That's why we claim the bottom best of the worst. Everyone's jumping up trying to be the best. We're crawling on the motherfucking ground while people are landing on top of us like, you're smushing us in the ground. Now, remember, it's kind of kinky and we like it. We're not like other streamers. The knot operator? Is that a nucleus? Is that power hog a cell? No, it's a metaphysical, theoretical representation of that of what would be Landauer, and that of his understanding of thermodynamics and entropy, and that of the exhaust and runoff dissipation thereof, and that of his, which has been computationally obviously proven, we all know this, via quantum computing back, a good ways. But of course, he worked in the 1960s, early 1960s, around there. We utilize that of a closed Shyzalosophical Gödelian loop or whatever to formalize that of what would be information into that of the substrate therein, and we utilize Young's modulus and that of a digital fingerprint affording there too that we actually shot-centered and sealed into that of a literal grid using a cubo-octahedral matrix topologically aligned with that of lithic stone structures which harbor and hold and house, of course, that of the digital fingerprint and what Young's modulus can describe or at least accredit and afford it to there too, as far as with that of the density and stuff like that. Just like with the ShyzaShank stone 5.8 test that we say to do at English Heritage Foundation or Salisbury Museum, do the ASTM C597 test on the core 5.8 ShyzaShank stone sample, and you can ascertain to quite a metric degree of understanding where inherently mathematically these were placed and exactly how so. Was it that of a 187 constant, which became that of our bias anchor, believe it or not? That's right, fuck us, we were dumb. 187 literally became our bias anchor to get all the way to 33056 if we don't recollect it correctly. But alas, lo and behold, that of what is what is. We got a little off of Amazon and Twitch and AI, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, we are going to have to go really, really soon. We are going to entertain the last one or two little comments that came in. The not operator, have you ever met Operator Kev? If not, go to It's Operator Kev. That is the operator. We know you're not operator, but Operator Kev is. Go to It's Operator Kev. Give us subscription to a site because he's looking to start live streaming. He needs to hit that plateau and number of afforded allowance to do so, which he should already be able to anyway, right? That's right. As well, if anyone needs any work on their car, see Roach. Roach was here. He's been here quite a few times. You might know him by Raw Dog. Roach been here quite a few times or whatever. Be sure that you check all that out too. We're gonna hit this comment, Big JC. We see that there, obviously. All right. Was there ever a time in history where chaos went to order as opposed to our current system of order to chaos? Yes, absolutely. Theoretically. All right. Now, hey, Big JC, this is a big, that is an awesome question and a big one that we have actually theorized thereon, okay, and placated our minds therewith. But yes, theoretically, there are exactly times where alignments and that happen. think along the exact lines of what would be construed as, and you can actually Google this, all right? Divine inspiration, okay? Look for those metrics and methods of divine inspiration and or that of what exists in the thought of those big points in history where massive, massive, massive jumps were made. Think King Solomon as far as people working together. Think King David as far as leadership under, you know, that of which people ascribe to and understanding thereof out of not a individual being better, but an individual being of need. You can formalize throughout history the invention of gunpowder, the addition of fire, okay, the addition of things even which could be construed as a misunderstanding or misinterpretation of ancient or old technologies, theoretically, for philosophical entertainment, okay? When we view things like the mud flood and stuff like that, obviously we theorize that people misinterpreted the exact technologies that we are describing now, okay? That's crazy to claim on the internet, crazy bold mood. You can't go around saying that you have a theoretical solving of Nikola Tesla's 369 understanding with your massive big equation you give of 1 divided by 7. Now, believe you me, I know you don't have a TI-85 and you can't run that of your own, you know, massive computational data set and thing like that easily. We understand, okay? We look at things a little different because we don't have that formalized understanding of what has been ingrained in us as a necessitation, okay? What is negotiable can theoretically be utilized, all right, and geometrically superpositioning-wise to make different things negotiable. Landauer's logic being that of one of them as disposable, okay? Bold, plain, bold, everything. But we do got to get out of here, unfortunately. Be sure that, yeah, you click off now before we do. So we got a dipset or whatever. We'll try and hook back up there some point or another. We know. Sorry to cut it short, obviously, but alas, Shyzabox does shit, right? Feel free to email the channel and or continue the conversation outside of Witch and stuff on Bluesky or X. Go follow us there. Go to the IPFS site. Engage in any of the demos, content, anything like that. Be sure you take care of yourself first and foremost. We can't replace you easily by subscribing to ourselves. We get in trouble for that. Take care of yourself first. Take care of everyone else who needs a second. Take care of anyone else you like or love more than us. But if you got anything left over at the end of the day, beggars can't be choosers. We'll take it. Because remember, we don't want your subscription. We want your money. Downvote the shit out of this. Go to Cashapp and give us a buck. Or go to Amazon.com and search Shyzabox books and buy one of them. Get off our lawn.